The Simple Critic, Series 1 of 1 by Nathan Written by Nathan Audio companion narrated by Nathan Music created and performed by Nathan Special episode. Reading time. One. The Simple Critic's house. Day. We are outside the Simple Critic's house. How about we call him T.S.C for short? T.S.C can be seen sat on his grass, waiting for something to happen. That something is his dishwasher or washing machine whirring and whirring about, and has been doing so for the past 30 minutes. T.S.C hates the quick 30 mode on his washing machine, as he thinks that, well, the YouTube video he watched some months ago explained that the washing machine set to quick 30 might be environmentally unfriendly, or in other words, environmentally horrible, has some truth to it. He prefers to use the full 60 mode or duvet mode. No, wait. I think it's called... ... Isn't it just called full wash? T.S.C is reading his book on word etymology or word origins. The book is titled Bleep by Bleep. He finds it very interesting. Oh, we can follow along this time. I have the book that T.S.C is reading right now. Let me go get it. Cough, cough. Here we go. Oh, actually, T.S.C was reading something about the word furlough, and for some reason the author of the book decided to detour from the word furlough and mention something about September, which leads into the word origins for furlough. Furlough as in... Yes, furlough as in a temporary suspension of employment or leave of absence granted to an employee, not wearing fur and lounging about on your sofa. So where were we? Oh yes. September takes its name from the Latin September. What am I doing? So, T.S.C, take it away. We are behind T.S.C reading his book. From his shoulder, we can read September takes its name from the Latin September takes its name from the Latin septem. September takes its name from the Latin September takes its name from the Latin septem, 7. The Roman year omitted the winter months and originally started in March. January and February were added only later, when Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar. And we'll leave it there to avoid copyright infringement. It seems that the washing machine or dishwasher has stopped. We see T.S.C. stand up, close his book, and begin walking back into his house. He opens the front door and closes it. 1, 2, 3. Oh look, there are red rose trees in T.S.C's front yard. I wonder if they're thorny or not. The sun shines brightly now over T.S.C's house and front yard. In the front yard, we can see a couple of red rose trees that are outside T.S.C's window, the one that faces towards the front yard, and, obviously, the couple of red rose trees. T.S.C. does not bother to prune them often. However, for the rose tree's sake, and for his sake, he tries his best to prune them at least every 4 months, beginning in March of every year. He is afraid, like some people are, of the thorny stems they produce. There was one time when T.S.C. was trying to prune some of the bottom level stems and managed to not only injure himself along the wrist and arm, but also somehow never mind. The camera is now facing T.S.C's house and front yard from the bottom left corner of the front yard, far away from the thorny red rose trees. From here, we can take in entirely T.S.C's house and front yard. The house looks like an American Craftsman house, or some other traditional one-story house that you might see in the world right now. 1, 2, 3. Suddenly, T.S.C. comes out from his front door with nothing but himself and what looks like a Rubik's Cube, or a cube that has 6 sides, each with its own colour, and it looks relatively jumbled. Perhaps he's come out again to the front yard to solve his cube, rather than forcing himself to read a sunlit book, which not only makes the words on the page difficult to read, but also to avoid damaging his eyes. T.S.C. relies on and loves wearing his pair of glasses, which he wears all day until he goes to bed that night and then puts them on again upon waking up. The early bird catches the worm and puts on his glasses until sunset. The camera is now facing T.S.C. from directly in front of him, behind in front of the front gate, ahead of us. For about what seems like 20 odd minutes, T.S.C. solves his Rubik's Cube slowly but surely. We can hear distant clicks and twists and turns and mechanical sounds that a Rubik's Cube might make. Click, click, twist, turn, twist, turn, click. Whoosh! Cue audio recording featuring someone playing with the Rubik's Cube for less than 20 minutes. And just as T.S.C. reaches the front gate, the camera, our point of view, this should have been mentioned at first, is now behind the front gate. The front gate unlocks and opens at T.S.C.'s action. We see him close and lock the gate, because security is of the essence. What does that mean? Does it mean of great importance? Sure, let's go for that. He closes and locks the front gate just before setting off on the pavement before him. Security is of great importance, and T.S.C. does not want anything that belongs to him to be stolen or to be thieved. T.S.C. starts walking to his right, walking along the pavement before him. As T.S.C. starts walking ahead, the camera stays in position. We can only hear the footsteps of T.S.C. trailing off into the distance, quietening and quietening until nothing can be heard. We can hear an intrusive background noise coming from an aircraft above us in the sky. This is why nobody or no one should be recording at home, because nobody can know when the next aircraft might fly by above them in the sky whilst recording. The scene fades slowly. Cut to black. 1, 2, 3. We hear someone's footsteps approaching us at the speed of light. Who is this? The scene comes back. Oh, T.S.C. has suddenly run back towards his house. Why? As quick as a cheetah, running across the Sahara Desert. T.S.C. unlocks the front gate, opens the front gate, runs towards his front door, opens the front door, enters his house, rummages for something, comes back out through the front door, closes and locks his front door, runs towards the front gate, opens the front gate, dashes out, closes and locks the front gate again, and dashes off to his right off screen, or off camera. For a brief moment, we could see what looked like a smartphone in T.S.C's right hand. As we hear his footsteps trail off or begin to quieten, the more he walks off screen or off camera, we hear faintly someone else's voice. It sounds like a comedian giving some awful anecdotes or jokes at his comedy show. Is he singing? The end. End of episode. Thank you very much for reading or listening to this episode of The Simple Critic, Series 1 of 1. Until next time, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, it's Nath.